If you think the extra virgin olive oil sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now is healthy, you are likely being scammed. That golden liquid you drizzle over your salads, the one you bought because the Mediterranean diet is supposed to save your heart, it might actually be doing the opposite. It could be rancid, oxidized, chemically deodorized, or mixed with cheap seed oils that drive up inflammation. I spent weeks investigating the UK olive oil market. I dug into independent lab tests, EU fraud reports, and supply chain whistleblowers. What I found is terrifying. The liquid gold on British supermarket shelves is often liquid fraud. Real extra virgin olive oil, EVO, is fresh fruit juice. It is crushed olives, nothing else. It is packed with polyphenols, compounds that fight cancer and protect your heart. But 70% of the oil sold as extra virgin in global markets has failed independent testing. In the UK, loopholes in labeling laws allow companies to sell you Italian oil that never saw an Italian tree, and fresh oil that was harvested 2 years ago and has been rotting in a tank ever since. In the next 15 minutes, I am going to expose the 9 UK brands you need to stop buying immediately. These are the brands selling you marketing lies, clear plastic bottles of oxidation, and blends that belong in a lamp, not your body. And because I don't want to leave you helpless, I will give you the 4 brands that are actually real, tested, and safe. 1. Filippo Berio, the most famous name in the aisle, the green and gold tin, the signature on the front, the heritage that screams Italy. It is the brand your mum buys. It is the brand you see in every Tesco and Sainsbury's, and it is arguably the biggest trick in the industry. Look closely at the label on the back. You will see a tiny phrase, blend of community and non-community olive oils. Translation, this isn't Italian oil. This is a Frankenstein mix of oils shipped from Spain, Greece, Tunisia, or Turkey, brought to a massive refinery in Italy, mixed together and stamped with a fancy Italian name. Filippo Berio's parent company has faced class action lawsuits in the US for misleading consumers about imported from Italy claims and for selling oil that failed to meet extra virgin standards. Why? Because they sell in clear plastic or glass bottles. Light is the enemy of olive oil. Photo-oxidation starts the second the light hits the bottle, killing the polyphenols and turning the oil rancid. By the time you buy that bottle of Filippo Berio, it has been sitting under fluorescent supermarket lights for months. You are paying for a premium Italian image and getting a multinational blend that has likely lost its health benefits before you even crack the seal. 2. Napolina, another giant of the UK pasta aisle. Napolina sells itself as the authentic taste of Naples. Their special selection, extra virgin olive oil, costs a premium. You pay extra because you think special means better. Independent taste tests by which magazine in the UK found something embarrassing. Expert tasters actually rated Napolina's cheaper standard oil higher than their expensive special selection. The experts found the expensive oil to be inferior. Think about that. You are paying a quality tax for a product that tastes worse than the budget version. But it gets darker. In older taste tests of UK supermarket oils, some mass-market brands were described by judges as having flavors of dust, damp cardboard and mold. When you buy Napolina, you are buying a massive industrial product. This isn't a farmer pressing olives, this is a corporation moving volume. If you are buying Napolina for the health benefits of high phenolic oil, you are throwing your money away. 3. Bertolli, the other Italian giant. Like Filippo Berio, Bertolli relies heavily on the Made in Italy myth. But Bertolli is owned by Debilio, the world's largest olive oil bottler. This is big oil, not a farm. Bertolli has been at the center of multiple legal battles regarding the quality of their oil. The issue is often the grade. Real extra virgin oil must have 0 sensory defects. If it tastes fusty, muddy or rancid, it is not extra virgin. It is virgin, or lampante, literally lamp oil. To make lampante oil edible, they chemically refine it to remove the bad taste, then mix in a tiny bit of real Evo to give it color and smell. When you see Bertolli Original or Gentle, you are often buying highly processed oil that has been stripped of the antioxidants you need. And again, they sell it in clear plastic bottles. If you heat plastic, you get chemical migration, but even if you don't heat it, plastic is porous to oxygen. Oxygen kills olive oil. Bertolli in a plastic bottle is a ticking time bomb of rancidity. 4. Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, standard own brand. I am not talking about their finest or taste the difference lines yet. I am talking about the generic standard olive oil or extra virgin olive oil in the clear plastic 1-litre bottles that cost £4. These are the bottom of the barrel. The label will almost always say produced in the EU or blend of EU and non-EU oils. This is the industry's waste bin. They take the leftover oils from massive harvests across the Mediterranean, mix them in giant vats to achieve a generic flavor profile, and bottle them in cheap plastic. A few years ago, tests on supermarket own brand oils found some to be musty or rancid. If you use this oil and think, I don't like olive oil, it tastes bitter or greasy, it's because you have never tasted real olive oil. You are tasting oxidized fat. Consuming oxidized fats drives free radical damage in your body, literally the opposite of what olive oil is supposed to do. If it costs £3 for a litre, it isn't liquid gold, it's liquid inflammation. 5i, Frylight, and other sprays, the 1-calorie spray, the dieter's best friend, Slimming World advocates swear by it. Throw it in the bin. First, look at the ingredients. It is not just olive oil, it often contains alcohol, ethanol, or emulsifiers like soy lecithin to make it sprayable. You are spraying alcohol and additives onto your food. Second, the chemistry. When you spray that fine mist into a hot pan, the emulsifiers can undergo polymerization. They turn into a hard, sticky, plastic-like residue that ruins your non-stick pans. If it does that to your Teflon pan, why do you want it in your body? Third, the 1-calorie claim is a lie of physics. It is 1 calorie per spray because the spray is tiny. It is still fat, but you are trading the healthy whole food benefits of pure olive oil for a processed industrial chemical mist just to save 10 calories. It is not food, it is a chemistry experiment. 6. Light or mild olive oils. Any brand. You see these from Napolina, Filippo Berio, and supermarket brands. They are labeled mild or light in color and taste. Consumers buy these for frying, thinking light means lower calorie. It doesn't. It has the exact same calories as extra virgin. Light is industry code for refined. This is oil that was too rotten, too acidic, or too disgusting to be sold as virgin. They had to treat it with high heat, steam and solvents to strip away the bad taste, but that process also strips away all the polyphenols, all the vitamin E, and all the antioxidants. You are left with a ghost oil. It is pure fat with zero nutrition. If you want to fry, use avocado oil or ghee. Don't pay premium olive oil prices for dead refined sludge. 7. Lidl Prima Donna, the generic version. Lidl has some decent premium oils, but their basic Prima Donna line has a history of controversy. In various European consumer tests over the last decade, Prima Donna batches have been flagged for failing sensory tests, meaning the oil labeled extra virgin actually tasted like virgin oil, a lower grade. The issue here is consistency. Because Lidl buys from the spot market to keep prices rock bottom, one week the oil might be Spanish, the next week Greek, the next week a Tunisian blend. You have zero traceability. You don't know when it was harvested. You are gambling your health on the lowest bidder. 8. Pizza Express and other restaurant retail brands. You see these in the supermarket now, the Pizza Express branded olive oil. This is a classic white label trap. Pizza Express is a pizza chain. They are not olive farmers. They pay a massive bottling corporation to put generic oil in a bottle with their famous logo. You are paying a brand tax. You are paying £5 or £6 for oil that is likely identical to the £3 supermarket standard oil, just with a cooler label. There is no harvest date. There is no specific estate mentioned. It is generic industrial oil wearing a designer dress. Don't be fooled by the logo you recognize from the high street. 9. Crisp and dry and vegetable/olive blends. These are the most deceptive of all. Bottles that use green imagery and words like Mediterranean blend or with olive oil. Turn the bottle around. It is usually 90% rapeseed, canola oil, or sunflower oil with a splash, maybe 5% or 10% of olive oil, just so they can put it on the label. Rapeseed oil is highly processed using hexane solvents. When you buy these blends, you are consuming industrial seed oils that are high in omega-6 inflammatory fats, thinking you are making a healthy choice. It is false advertising, bordering on criminal. If the first ingredient isn't 100% extra virgin olive oil, leave it on the shelf. The Frylight, 4 brands you should switch to now that we have cleared the toxic sludge from your cabinet. What should you actually drink? You want oil that lists a harvest date, not just a best before date, comes in dark glass or tin, and tastes like grass, pepper and life. Safe pick Uno, ODC, Greek extra virgin olive oil. This is the gold standard for supermarket availability in the UK. ODC focuses largely on Greek oil, specifically from Crete or the Peloponnese. Why is this better? Greece has a different farming structure than Italy or Spain. It is mostly small families, not mega plantations. ODC is transparent. Their PDO Chania or PDO Kalamata oils have a protected designation of origin stamp. That is a legal guarantee that the olives were grown, pressed and bottled in that specific region. No EU blend mystery mix. Open a bottle of ODC. It smells like tomato vines and cut grass. It has a peppery kick at the back of your throat. That burn, that's the oleocanthal. That's the anti-inflammatory compound working. If your oil doesn't cough you, it's not doing its job. ODC delivers that quality for about £7, £8. Safe pick 2. Belazu, early harvest. If you shop at Waitrose or Ocado, look for Belazu, but specifically, look for their early harvest bottle. Early harvest is the secret code for health. It means the olives were picked when they were still green and unripe. Unripe olives produce less oil, so it is more expensive to make, but that oil is explosively high in polyphenols and lower in acidity. Most big brands wait until the olives are black and rotting because they release more oil, more profit. Belazu's early harvest is thick, cloudy, and intensely flavorful. It is unfiltered, meaning the fruit particles are still in there. This is as close to fresh olive juice as you can get in a supermarket. It is honest, traceable, and potent. Safe pick 3. Citizens of Soil. This is for the people who want to step outside the supermarket matrix. Citizens of Soil is a UK brand, changing the game. They source from small female-led groves. They treat olive oil like wine, single estate, small batch. Every bottle comes with a QR code that introduces you to the actual farmer who grew the olives. But the genius part, they sell refill pouches. You buy 1 glass bottle, and then you refill it from a pouch. The pouch protects the oil from air and light better than any bottle cap can. It keeps the oil fresher for longer. Their oil is tested for polyphenol count. They don't just say it's healthy, they show you the numbers. It is expensive, yes, but you are paying for medicine, not marketing. Safe pick Quattro. Aldi, specially selected Terra di Bari, Castel del Monte. I know, I just bashed supermarket brands, but Aldi has a unicorn. Do not buy the clear plastic bottle Aldi oil, but go to the specially selected aisle and find the square glass bottle labeled Terra di Bari, Castel del Monte. This is a PDO protected designation of origin oil from Puglia, Italy. Because it is a PDO, it must be made from Coritina olives in that specific region. Coritina olives are famous for being the highest in polyphenols. This oil has won awards. It is bitter, spicy, and robust. And because it is Aldi, it costs around £5, £6. It is the best value for money oil in the UK. It proves you don't need to spend £20 to get real oil. You just need to know which label protects you, PDO, and which label scams you, blend of EU oils. The olive oil industry relies on your ignorance. They rely on you not knowing that light kills oil. They rely on you thinking packed in Italy means made in Italy. They rely on you accepting a bland, greasy taste as normal. Don't give them your money. Throw out the Filippo Berio. Dump the Frylight. Ignore the Napolina. Go buy ODC, Belazu, Citizens of Soil, or the specific Aldi PDO. Your heart, your brain, and your taste buds will thank you. If you have a bottle of light olive oil in your kitchen right now, tell me in the comments. Let's see how many of us have been duped. Hit subscribe for the next investigation, because if you think the olive oil aisle is bad, wait until you see what I found in the baby food aisle. Stay sharp, read the labels, and eat real food.